startups that have something to show off, and we give them our undivided attention. So the first part of this evening was purely social. Hopefully you met somebody new and different, fun, and maybe did a deal or got a lead. Maybe had some hot tacos, good stuff. Maybe had a drink. And then this part of the night where we actually clam up and sit down and pay attention. That said, the bar in the back, as useful as it is going to go dark. But no fear, if you're thirsty, we are opening a bar in the side room. So if you want to get a drink, you're urged to do so. Step in the side room in the back, and you can find all the booze that you want. Also, if you want to have a conversation or whatnot, we ask, please, take it in the side room or take it outside. Voices travel, and this is the time to give these guys our undivided attention, because they've come a long way to show us what they've been working on. And from what I hear, some of them are quite nervous. So let's find those ones that are nervous and make them sweat before we sing. That's the fun of this. Okay, so obviously you've already picked up on this is slightly different from our normal chain of events. We have 13 companies going up on stage tonight. What we're going to do is we're going to actually truncate the demo time to 3 minutes versus the usual 5, just so we're not here till midnight. And then we are going to have a 3-minute Q&A also, but we have a distinguished panel of experts here on the side. They've been drinking all day, so we never know what they're going to say. I think they've been drinking Heineken too. So they'll kind of lead off with some pithy comments, I'm sure, some good critique, and then pass it off, and we'll take some questions. But we're going to try to make it through it in rapid succession. Let us quickly say thanks to our sponsors. First and foremost, the Consulate General of the Netherlands. This is Ziri, also big round of applause for the consul. And Bart Von Bolas is here as well, and he's the main dog over there. So let's give the microphone to the boss. He's got something to tell us.
Thank you. I will definitely stay within the 3 minutes limit without questions and answers today. And yes, I am nervous. Nervous about what's happening in St. Louis now. 1 to 4 in the top of the but even more nervous about what's happening here. I'm looking forward to the presentations of 13 wonderful Dutch companies. We did a tough selection. I think 60 companies applied. Together with the Holland in the Valley Network, we did the selection. Actually, the Holland in the Valley Network did the selection. It's a great network. Professionals in the Valley, and Valley includes San Francisco, as you definitely know. And many of them are here tonight. And they played an important role during the program as well. So thank the colleagues of the Holland in the Valley Network. It's a joint effort between the consulate and the network. This will be a long, hot night, one of the few warm San Francisco nights. I was singing Eric Gordon's song, nobody in the consulate knew about it, so I thought I'm really getting old here. So sorry keeping you away from the beautiful outside, but I think this will be an exciting night with great presentations. I can tell you a lot about the Netherlands, I will do, because within the presentations, bits of the 13 companies you will meet, the innovation, the creativity, and the entrepreneurship that's happening now in the Netherlands, and that makes a great fit with what's happening here in San Francisco and the Valley. Thank you so much. Anna will take the floor. Anna is our team leader for this wonderful project. She was not doing this in her own, but you deserve for more than ever. Anna, thank you.
Hi everyone. I just want to echo Bart's words. We're so pleased to be here tonight, and welcome to all of you to Dutch Demo Night. We have, I think, a very varied group of very excellent and innovative startups that come all the way from the Netherlands to get sort of a glimpse this week of Silicon Valley. They worked hard on their pitches this week, but they also did a lot of other things. Among other things, we went and visited companies such as Flipboard. I know Crystal is in the audience tonight somewhere, so awesome company. We visited Steve Blank's ranch. For those of you who don't know, Steve Blank is one of the gurus in Silicon Valley. So it was quite an intense week, and of course, to us, the highlight of this week is this event where they get to showcase their great companies, and we hope that what they'll take away from this week is an inspiration that will help build their company to further success, whether that's going to be in the Netherlands, in the United States, or whichever continent. I also wanted to really extend a thank you to the rest of the team. At our consulate, we have 20 people total, but this entire week was put together by 4 people, sorry. I really wanted to name them because they worked so hard. I want to start with my colleague and friend, Natasha Chatelain, who's sitting over there. You're awesome. Where's Muriel Jane? Ow! Woo! Muriel Jane's entrepreneurial spirit is unparalleled. I mean, you will start your own company one day, I'm sure. If we don't get to keep you, well, that's a different story. There's a couple of other people that without whom we just wouldn't stand here tonight. Jennifer Cattell, are you somewhere in the audience? I don't see you. Oh, hi. Jennifer is our public diplomacy officer. She's a kind of a token American at the consulate. We love you. You worked so hard to help us this week, and she's our public diplomacy officer. Awesome girl. So hard worker, great team player. Thank you. And I also want to extend a thank you to Miles, who's been a friend of mine for years. And I've attended so many of your events. I'm so excited that we get to partner with you and to make this all happen. It's kind of a dream come true for me, so it's great. And then last but not least, we have a jury tonight, a panel of 3 experts, 3 people that have been around in Silicon Valley in a variety of incarnations. They're sitting over there in the corner, and we thank you so much for being here tonight. It's very exciting. Humphrey Polanen, venture capitalist, investor, and also specializing in helping international companies find their way to Silicon Valley. So a round of applause for Humphrey, please. The next thing is Eric King, entrepreneur and friend of entrepreneurs, I should really say. You've been an integral member of the community for a long time, and thank you so much for being here. Social Dynamics is your current startup. And then there's Philippe Kaas, a friend and former venture capitalist for Partech International, and current investor, was recently in actually a company from the Netherlands called Silk. So very excited that you're here tonight and extending your interest to some interesting companies. So thank you for being here. And I wanted to leave it at that and hand the microphone over to you, Mats.
Thank you, Anna.
Big round of applause. Okay, so you guys see the tweet wall behind us. As we're able, we're going to switch it over just so we can kind of see the back channel. So if you want to chime in on this, the hashtag is SFNT, and you're urged to do so. Take pictures, tweet them, and then we'll try to storify this later on so we can have a nice compendium of the night. And also, we're streaming the event live thanks to our friends at B-Tracks, the best agency in town, Mr. Hill. creative agency that bridges Asia with the Valley, and Greg is the man handling our stream. So we're streaming this live over the internet. Tell people to tune in. That's your first tweet. Actually, you have a homework assignment right now. We're streaming live. Just visit sfntech.com, and folks outside the room can be here with us. That's it. Two other sponsors, just a quick hello to Nikolai Ryan and Calendar Meets and Milo Media. And let's get this thing going. What do you say? Enough of the ads. All right, 13 companies. You guys ready? Yeah. Buckle up. All right, Aito. It's the first one up, right? All right, so Renee, you're not Ferdinand. Nice to meet you. Awesome. I was expecting Ferdinand. That's okay.
Yes, that's my colleague.
Okay, very good.
They will help me to demonstrate our product.
Very good. Okay, cool. So we'll switch you over, and what we'll do is we'll use this microphone here.
What if you're able to switch to any material? It can be aluminium like this. It can be stainless steel. It can be wood. It can be marble. This is amazing. But what if when you switch to all these materials, you get the feedback as if it is a normal mechanical switch. Each and every switch can have a different feedback. I'm Renfries from Aito. I'm really happy to speak here because you have foremost knowledge about how important a user interface is. Currently, in a touch interface, it is mainly based on the tablets and the smartphones. Everybody has them, it's worldwide, it's a need. But since there is a need, I had it already 20 years ago, our technology was 20 years ago with touch. Since the need is there, people want to have the same touch and feel for their other devices. We offer a technology that is able to do that. We didn't reinvent the wheel. We merged 20 years of case switching together with 7 years of haptic feedback from my CTO, Paolo Leitinen, into a compelling platform that is scalable. With this, we can do two things. You are able to switch to any material. That means you have complete design freedom. You can make any product you want. But even more important, you can have feedback. Also, without any limitations. Because of the piezo, you can design your feedback how it is. Not just a vibration. It can be any vibration. What makes it unique for your products. It can even add value to your brand. At the moment, we are focusing on the consumer markets. We have track record in the hi-fi industry. We delivered more than 500,000 pieces to Philips. We did small medium home appliances like coffee machines, toasters. But we go on. The reason why I'm here is to explore the USA market. It's huge. But I think more important can be also, since we deliver the platform, the freedom, the abilities. I expect that your creativity, what you do here, can add even more creative new products to the markets. We deliver the platform. I expect from you the creativity. Aito, as such, is a VC backed company. We will be break even next year. We're doing well. And I expect everything from it. I'm really happy to see it. Ferdinand will help us to demonstrate it. You have to test the products. We have demonstrators us. So try it and give us feedback what you can do with it. Thanks.
So you guys can lead off with some commentary, and then we'll take like a question or two, time allowing, so 3 minutes. So you guys are touching that for the first time, yes?
How does it feel? Does it feel something? It's not dead.
The reaction I have is that this is intriguing and very innovative, that it should have a very broad range of applications. I think you're right. The market should be huge depending on the creativity of those designing applications using your platform. What I wish I could have seen more of this evening was maybe, even if it's a dummied-up demo, of what this means in practical terms. I can only envision it, but it would be much more effective if you could show me a video or show us a demo of how this might work.
I didn't want to show the video, but the video is on the first page of our website. It's exactly explaining what we are doing. So please look to our website and you will see what we are doing.
Okay, so constructive criticism would be lead with the video so we can see what it is before you tell us, and we have to try to imagine what it is.
What is the pricing from your firm? How do you charge for it?
Since we have intelligent software, you can use standard components available worldwide from sector sourcing. Use your own supply chain. So our value proposition will be in the range of the current capacitor switches. Rule of the thumb, if I ask somebody how much the user interface should cost for 5 switches, they always say it should be around $1. That's about it.
Okay, so we have 1 minute. Who's got a good 1 minute question? Right here.
The first application that came to my mind was for the visually impaired. How accurate is this, where you can have someone feeling a touch screen, for example, and being able to see an image through getting feedback from electrical pulses?
This is really important. We are not focusing on the display markets. We really focus on the non-display markets. I think the display markets already export. The non-display market buttons, they are in size at least the same. So to stay focused, we focus on the non-display market. Is that answering your question?
So I have a quick question with 9 seconds to go. You're here in the United States, Silicon Valley. What's your main purpose? You're raising money, or you're looking for partners, or both, or what?
We are looking here for new customers and new ideas.
Good answer. All right. Eito. All right. All right, 12 more to go. This is good. I think we've got some momentum and some rhythm here. All right, next up is a company called Clinical Graphics. And Peter from Clinical Graphics is going to come on up. You're using the same machine as those. It's on the PC or the Mac? Yep. Don't you love looking on people's desktops? Okay, so we're ready to roll. Okay, so Peter Krekel?
Actually means cricket.
Cricket. Right on. And you're the founder of Clinical Graphics. Let's go. 3 minutes.
Thanks for the floor. I would like to ask you to imagine the following situation. You're getting surgery tomorrow. You're in front of the doctor, and he's telling you that the following is wrong with your hip. You've been having pain for years, and he draws these lines on your X-ray and tells you that the shape of your joint is not what it should be.
you're a little worried, and you ask your doctor, okay, so what are you going to do? He says, I'm going to fix these wrong shapes. And the chance of this going as planned is 70%. How would you feel about that operation? Okay, so we have a service. It's a cloud-based service. Surgeons around the world, they send us CT scans, and we convert them to 3D models, as you can see here. And you can look at these 3D models from all angles, as you usually do with 3D models. Now, there's a bump that you can see here, which is one of those irregular shapes I was talking about earlier. But the good thing about our software is that we also add motion, so you can move this joint and see whether any of these bumps or irregularities actually lead to motion problems because of the pain and the motion complaints. So what we do is we calculate several plans for the surgeon of what he can do to remove these, it's called impingement, these collisions. So you're going to see that now. You can basically select the part of the bone what you want to remove, and we have automatic calculations that do this. And this allows the surgeon to make a good estimate of what probably is the best approach to treating these patients. So it's a worldwide market, but we're currently active in Europe. We charge $399 per scan. We do multiple types of surgery. I just showed you one of these types, and with that, it's a $100 million market. Recurring, because these patients come back every year. 250,000 cases worldwide per year. And in the clinic in the Netherlands, where we started all this, we had patient satisfaction going up from 82% to 94% in 2 years. We have clients in the UK, the Netherlands, Italy, Spain. We're just on the market since this summer, and we currently process around 20 to 30 scans a week. Our next step is the USA, and I'm looking for partners in the Bay Area to do this. I've already been to Stanford, and I'm looking for clinical partners, companies that have similar business and may be able to help. I'm also looking for investors, possibly to make a big step to this area. And FDA experts with IT orientation who can possibly help me get all that part done. I thank you for your attention.
Yeah. Okay, guys. You have a mic? Yeah.
Well, first of all, that was very concise. That was, I don't know if you could have done much better in 3 minutes, and I'm not just trying to be nice. So I did take a look at your site earlier, so it's pretty intriguing. I mean, first of all, I was just curious to what was the motivation, what drove you to tackle this particular market?
I basically ran into it during my studies. It was a graduation process. I met a doctor who said he had this problem. He was basically using these X-rays and didn't really know how to handle it. So that's when I came up with this solution.
Yeah, that leads into my other question. Is, who do you compete with right now on this? I can imagine GE or someone has a similar product.
There's some startups, I know of 2 that have similar software, and none of them is using it as a cloud-based service. They're not on the market either yet, so we're first.
Okay, one more question. And given that there are no major competitors right now, I mean, are you finding potential clients wary? Are they excited? And it's usually an adoption issue if no one has seen it before.
It differs. It's a difficult target audience, so to speak. I mean, there are these people who have been operating for years and trying to reach that is somewhat difficult for some, but we're targeting the key opinion leaders first. And if they see a gadget like this, they immediately want to use it. And we hope that all the other surgeons that are a little bit more difficult will follow from that.
How can you be sure that your rendering is accurate?
We do validation studies. I mean, we do cadaveric. It's always a difficult word. Cadaveric studies, and we also do these studies in the hospitals. But there's always going to be some error, but you're going to do so much better than these X-ray comparisons.
And your pricing seems awfully precise at $3.99. How did you arrive at that?
I just converted our European pricing, and that is based mainly on the cost of the scans themselves, because that has to be in some kind of the same ballpark, right? Because you can charge much more than that, because that's obviously what diagnosis may cost in this field. It's difficult to grasp, right? So this is the direction that we've chosen in that.
Okay, so who has a 30-second question? Go ahead.
So, when you, what's the percentage of, if you take an X-ray and you have a 3D rendering of that X-ray, is the 3D rendering based 100% of the actual X-ray, or if there's certain missing data, does it kind of fill in the blanks with other?
That's a very good question. Yeah, we fill in blanks. We like to get scans that are as complete as possible and show everything. But still, there are some clinics that have smaller pictures, smaller scans, and then we fill in the gaps. But we're still doing quite good with that, which we also validated.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to do a quick computer change here, right? So next up, we're going to hear from Kukulu. And Adam, you have your own machine there? Yeah. This one? Oh, yeah, sure. So, in theory, when we plug these projectors into computers, it just work just like that. That's technology, high technology. It should just go boom. Like light speed, like lasers.
Lasers are old school.
Like, yeah, well, yeah. Like
60s, man.
It's just to go like automatic through the air. There we go. Kookaroo. Simple way of explaining stuff. I like it already. All right. So.
Interactive blackboard that helps college kids explain stuff using cool visualizations. I don't know if you're familiar with classroom, but there's lots of discussions going on. But the problem is, the moment the class stops, so does the conversation. There are no good ways of taking that conversation from inside of the classroom to outside of the classroom. So, what we are building today is a platform that will give some fluid to other online conversational platforms to make that happen. And our solution is based on 3 pillars. First of all, it has to be fast. Second, it has to be creative. And third, it has to be fitting into all those new conversational spaces. So let me show it to you today. This is a blackboard, and we can add new stuff from our notes. So, when you're taking notes in class, making bullet points, you can just import them right away. And another thing we have is we are building a library of hand-drawn, beautiful illustrations so that you can really visualize everything you're putting on it, so it's not just dry text. And we're going to crowdsource that library so that we can really bring out the richness of all the graphic design that's out there. And what I'm really excited about myself is the editing tools that we have. It's not just dry stuff, picking colors and just choosing from drop-down menus. To change colors, we have a paintball gun. So imagine how cool would that be if you could have a paintball gun in a classroom shooting at the blackboard. So this is what we're trying to achieve here. And Adam will show you right now how it works. It's really fast, really quick. You can change colors. And another thing that we have is the katana. So it's like a samurai sword. And we don't have the animations ready yet, but later on you can imagine everything being slashed in pieces and lots of fun engagement going on, so that those students can really get into our board and enjoy the process of mashing things up.
Now, what we are doing, we are getting partnerships with leading universities in the Netherlands. We have signed 2 partnerships so far, and we are trialing it out starting next year. And we are looking for angel investors, because we are heavily bootstrapped right now, and it would be really good if we could scale this up and iterate towards the launch version really soon. So thanks a lot. And yeah, I'm really curious what you guys think.
Yes, thank you so much for the presentation. I mean, it was very concise, we understood the technology really well, so that was really well done. From my viewpoint, you're exactly where the presentation market is going with companies like Prezi and the like that receive significant amount of funding. And I also like the focus that you're taking, which is to focus on universities, which is also a big segment of the market in terms of growth moving forward. The thing that I was not able to grasp yet was what was really educative about the tool, right? And how can you use, how the professor could use the tool to actually make something more interactive and more living beyond the classroom. I was not able to get that. I got the very interesting, and cool aspect of what you're doing, but didn't get the application to the education. Okay.
Yes. It's a great question. What we are actually doing is we are letting universities see all those visualizations so that they can bring these conversations that are outside of the classroom back inside, so that you can do quick recaps of the last lecture, or you can just see the summaries of what the students are doing, what they're understanding well, and teachers can learn from students this way. So it's like a co-creation for lecture material. And we are actually planning to charge universities for this. But I think this is really exciting stuff, so that you can bring those back in. And actually, there's research done showing that if you make a visualization of the discussion, the students learn more. The depth and the breadth of those discussions becomes bigger. And so, in the end, students become more articulate, more creative, and more able to collaboratively solve problems, which is something I think we really need. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Thank you. Yes?
How do you plan to compete against other tools like mind mapping tools and other data visualization tools that can be used for taking notes, or running meetings, brainstorming, and presentations?
Right. So the question is how we compete with other note-taking tools, and I'm sure big part.
Not necessarily note-taking, but like mind mapping tools.
Yeah.
Wide range of
Yeah. We think that the mind maps are really dry, so it's not engaging. So I see very few people from outside of proper academia, like PhD students, using them. And I think there's a big opportunity to actually create a product that gets your imagination up. So having those interactive tools would set us apart. And if you look at any kinds of, if you're taking notes on a piece of paper or just jotting things down on a laptop, we are building tools so we can import that, and the added value is the visualization of what you have. One of the things that we're really excited about is if you're making a mind map on a piece of paper or on an actual blackboard, there's technology now to do augmented reality. You can take a picture of that and bring this blackboard into the interactive world and let other people play with it. And so this content doesn't sort of die once it's on a piece of paper. You can take it forward. This is something we're really excited about. And I hope that makes sense. Thanks a lot.
Good sense. That was good. Good job. Right on. Okay. Cool. So, Emil Tech, BDB. Where's Frank? So the presentation is on which machine now? This one? Or the... So this is another demonstration of the low technology part of our unit. Believe it or not, we actually saved us a bunch of headaches by putting most of the presentations on one computer.
Just a little bit.
Is this machine? You want to give away a drink? All right. Matthew wants to give away a drink. Who's thirsty? Okay, so the next tweet to pop up on the wheel that doesn't belong to, like, Social Greg or somebody is going to get a Heineken, even though we don't serve Heineken here. It's not my bar. Well, you guys are already on top of. Let's do the next one. Those guys don't need a drink. So while they're plugging this in, we're gambling now with alcohol. So Netherlands in the Valley, and I was come up twice. So let's say if they come up 3 times in a row, let's get a black shot. All right, Johnny Mona gets a drink. Nice work, Johnny. Okay, enough of that. Tech. Ready to roll. Frank, just yours.
Thank you all. It's a great opportunity to be here. My name is Frank Young. I'm the founder and CEO of the company Ameltech. And Ameltech has developed a process for making microencapsulated products. We do so in the life science. And with this, we help our customers to improve the products and do this in a cost-efficient way. Microencapsulation is not exactly IT. What we basically do is we use the active ingredient, and we put this in very tiny particles. 1 micron is 100 times smaller than the width of hair. And we administrate this to the body, and once the body degrades it, the active ingredient is slowly released, and this way you get better therapeutic effect and less side effects. With this technology, we target basically 2 markets, the vaccine industry and the inhalable industry, particularly because it requires this 1 to 5 micron particle distribution, and we are basically the only one compared to our competitors who are able to do this in a proper way. And of course, there are 2 huge markets. So what does the technology look like? We make these microparticles in microchannels. What you see here is a patent process. And the top image provides an image of the result 3 years ago when the technology said leave in the lab. Everybody got excited. And over the last 3 years, we've developed this technology to service our customers in clinical trial 1 to 2. And we're currently scaling up this further service our customers. And what you see here on the right is a picture of particles that we've made. The business model is relatively simple. We target big pharmaceutical companies, and we aim to develop a product and license it to them. But in the period that they're still evaluating it, we do co-development and get an hourly rate to cover our cost. We don't do this alone. We have a lot of partners. Many of you probably won't know these, but they're all Dutch and UK companies. And as you can see here, we work for several of the top 10 pharmaceutical industries. And the reason why we go to the US is because it's a huge market, and it's about 50% of our total market. And what we need here is good business developers, and we need to pay them, so we're looking for an investment of $1 million. And so if you're one of the people that is either a good business developer or knows somebody in the pharmaceutical industry or has $1 million lying around, please come forward and let's exchange some business cards. Thank you.
So, Frank, thank you so much. It reminds me of a company that I founded back in France, a company called Flamet Technology, back in 1990, that was based exactly on the same premise. And I was very fortunate because the company went public on the NASDAQ and became a $1 billion market cap back in the 1990-2000 timeframe.
I think we should talk further then.
Yeah. There are few things. One is obviously you have to make sure you have to present your data that shows that there is some efficiency gain with the technology compared to traditional models. And then the other thing is how efficient the technology is going to be with the body, right? So I think it's important to have the stride that you're doing. And then the second point I would make is that it's very unlikely that you're going to make it on $1 million. You're going to be, pardon? Okay, so it's going to be very unlikely that you're going to make this company successful with $1 million. And it took Flamet about 50. So you need to think a little bigger in terms of investments. And there are a lot of venture capitalists that are in Europe and in the US focused on those types of things. And you should be thinking about that rather than the $1 million investment at this stage.
Okay.
So if you have 50 million, raise your hand.
One is good enough, stop with that.
Frank wants a salary. All right, hands up. We have a minute 15 on the clock.
I was just wondering if you could tell us how your drug delivery technology is different from other technologies out there.
Yeah. So there are basically two types of competitors that we recognize. And what we recognize that the conventional technology makes these drug delivery systems the same way you and I make a salad dressing. So we stir it very rapidly. And the challenge with that is that there's no control of what exactly you do. And what we have developed is a model that exactly describes how these droplets are formed in these microchannels. And as a result, we're able to predict what we're actually making. And that's a huge leap from trial and error to going to measure and make. So does that answer your question? Yeah? Okay.
Have you tried to raise money in Europe?
We're currently in the process of doing so.
And what kind of a reaction are you getting from investors locally?
In terms of the technology? Or
how interested are they in this particular industry segment?
Most of the times if we approach investors, they allow us to come by, they're willing to review the business plan, and that's as far as we've come at this moment. So when I return to the Netherlands, I will have the follow-up meetings. So I will let you know in a couple of months.
20 seconds, somebody have something quick. Beautiful. Right. Thank you. Okay, so Shubhani, musical, very cool name. And now we're switching again. This is like musical computers. You're on a PC, right? Okay, so while they get plugged in, let me just quickly tell you about our next event, which actually takes place a week from yesterday, the 24th. We're going to see and hear from a few, no real theme around this one, but some great new tech. Some companies that are breaking out, one of which just raised $1 million or more just the other day, called Referly. is the spawn of one of the folks that helped start Twilio to a certain extent. So everyone's keeping eyes on them early. Also, a new company called Tap Canvas, which is very simple app creation in HTML5. Good stuff there. Very cool. And then a product that is not necessarily a web thing, but there's a crazy mad inventor in town. His name is Mitch Altman. I actually learned about one of his products before I even knew who he was about 10 years ago. I saw it online. I'm like, I have to buy that. There was a little keychain called TVB Gone. And it was a little thing that kept on your keychain, and you pushed a button and it turned all the TVs off, no matter where you were. Very cool product to get a sports bar at the right time. So this guy invented this thing, but that was 10 years ago, and then full circle, he's got this new thing he calls a Neuro Dreamer. And he's figured out a way that syncs your brainwaves to a light and, I don't know if it's vibration, or it's like color and sound or something. Somehow, this guy has figured out how to put everybody to sleep real easy, and he'll be here on the 24th. It's going to be a good night. Yeah. And then a couple other startups lined up too. 24th.
Okay.
You ready to roll?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, very good. Let's hit it. Musical.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Shubhangi, co-founder at Musical. We all love music, right? So, today I'm going to introduce the coolest music discovery service, Musical. So what you see here is a mood map with a range of moods out there. There are both positive moods and negative moods. You can see positive moods are opposite negative moods. There's also a white line here, which we call the trajectory tool. There are white points, which are the start and end points of the trajectory, and the black points, which are the control points. So you could create a trajectory to select a range of emotions. Say you want to go from calm songs to pleasant to happy to excited. You create a trajectory like this, and Musical will select songs for you. Say now, if you are listening to a particular song and it reminds you of memories from the past, Musical allows you to tag those memories with the playing song. And that's you do with clicking on the hand icon out there. So you get a range of emotions out here which you can tag to the song, also tag the situation that you are in. You can upload photos as Musical will do it for you. There are several other features that you see out here, like the flower icon, which lets you see the awards information. You can favorite a song, ban it, or share it on Facebook. What you saw here was a mood map, but we also plan to provide soon other maps like the artist map, decade, and spiritual maps, and more other to come. We recently launched in the UK at the beginning of October. We plan to launch Musical for the Indian market, targeted to the Indian audience. Since it's a huge and untapped market, 132 million Indians online already, figures only increasing, 30 million expats around the world, 10 million smartphones, also increasing to 315 million by 2016. The advertising market for online advertising is huge. At the moment, it's about 400 million to increase to 1 billion by 2016. For Musical, we plan the traditional premium-based model, but the Bollywood market gives us an advantage. We can also go for pre-marketing model for Bollywood movies. Musical can do the pre-marketing because songs is an integral part of Bollywood movies, which is not so for the movies here in the West. We also plan to go into B2B for automotive and health and fitness with our features. Our existing customers have expressed their need in these two fields. So what's musical looking for? To make our next step, we are looking for a funding of 1.5 million USD to expand our team and to take musical to the next level. That's it. Thank you. That was musical.
Very nice.
Thank you. It's very interesting. I have to ask the obvious question. So, I mean, what is your concern, or how do you protect yourself from Pandora or Spotify, adding a similar feature to their current platform?
Okay, we have 5 patents for our features. I demonstrated the mood wheel out here. There are a couple of other features which are still in the pipeline, and we have 5 PCT applications for all those.
I'm curious, why the Indian market in particular? I mean, why is it the market that you decided to focus on?
That's true. Actually, this venture started by myself and my husband. We both are Indians by origin. We have a good hold of the Indian market. So we know the audience out there, we know how the royalties work out there and how to go about capturing the market. That's why to start with, we thought it was the best choice. But it's not that we want to stop at the Indian market. We would like to build a portfolio to go ahead in Europe and US.
Thank you. Nice presentation. My first reaction was that the mood thing was pretty interesting. But I wish it would have been more effective if you had shown us maybe how a particular algorithm or combination of moods translates into a particular song. I think that would be a more effective demo than just showing us the chart on your screen.
Okay, actually the mood map is a 2-dimensional map. I missed that point, sorry for that. It's on the x-axis you have all the moods, and on the y-axis it's the intensity of the moods. So when you move the trajectory along the y-axis, it's really when you select happy, it's really whether you want the most happy songs or it could also be the tempo, happy songs, but with a slower tempo, with medium tempo or a higher tempo. That's how we could look at it. So that's the algorithm which goes behind in selection of the songs.
Okay, my only takeaway for you is when you do a demo, actually do a demo and show us what it sounds like or what it looks like.
Okay, I understand.
The other thing is, I think your presentation got defocused toward the end because you outlined all the different things you're capable of doing. Whereas I thought when you were focused on music, it was a great, very targeted start.
Okay, so what would be your advice there?
Begin with a very narrow focus, particularly when you only have 3 minutes. Don't try to list all of the capabilities of your platform at this stage.
Okay, thank you.
I take on both points. Yeah. Thank you. Very good job. And I wish we could, elongate these, but we'd be here till tomorrow. Good stuff. Just a side question. What if you're drinking a bunch of beers and the mood is way off kilter? Right? Yeah. Any music.
It's okay.
Or not beers. Who knows what we're doing. Anyway, next up, Jetstream. No. That's what I have. Who is it? Let's go. Doesn't matter. You guys are trying to jump ahead. How you guys doing? Y'all having fun? Yeah. I'm having fun. Next up, for real now, is Jetstream. And Steph Van der Ziel is the CEO, and you can see Steph's shoes. I can't say they're blue suede because they're not. They're like blue alligator shoes. All right.
Alligator, yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all. I'm going to talk about a new era for premium video. I assume all of you have been watching Netflix for the past few years, so you're aware of what the revolution is, right? People watch TV online. I'm a streaming media veteran. I produced my first webcast in 1994, and I am the owner of the #1 video CDN in Europe. I'm going to talk about a big problem that we identified in the industry years ago, which is that the value chain for over-the-top video actually doesn't work. That's a big problem. Internet CDNs don't make any money from delivering video. They lose money. And the more traffic they do, the more money they lose. So that's a flawed business for them. And they're, of course, a key player in the value chain. But the telecom operators, the access providers, the ISPs, mobile operators, they also lose money because they have flat fee business revenues coming in from subscribers. But subscribers double traffic consumption every year. And then they have a big problem as well. Too much traffic on the network and they cannot monetize it. And to make it even worse, those consumers, right now, today's consumers accept video being flawed or buffering or quality degradation, etc. But mass consumer adoption will only happen when they get the same performance as they get from digital cable. But the internet is the best ever platform, so you cannot offer premium services over the best ever network. So that's a big problem in the industry. And we cracked it. We cracked it a few years ago. So I started a new company, it's called Jetstream, and we developed some radical new CDN technology. It's not peer-to-peer, it's radical new technology. What we did is actually push out the CDN. So the CDNs like Akamai, Line, Level 3, etc. We don't use them anymore. We now enable the telecom operator to deploy CDN, lower the cost to the extreme, and offer end-to-end quality of service and escalation in the value chain. And that means that everyone can make money, save money, and that the value chain will work. So what are our USPs? We're way cheaper. We really drive down costs. CAPEX and OPEX are factors lower. It's a much smarter solution, but even more important, it's broadcast-grade CDN. So it's not the best effort system that internet CDNs can use anymore. It's a premium infrastructure for broadcast quality. So our company's seen massive growth over the past years. We have deployed CDNs, content delivery networks, or streaming platforms in telecom operators around the world for the key telecom operators in the world. And we're kicking out CDNs in those markets. So wherever we deploy CDN, they are gone. Right? And actually more competitors are now actually licensing their technology to telecom operators. But we deploy more CDNs than all of them together, more than Akamai, Cisco, Alcatel, and SFNT together. So we are quite disruptive in this market. It's a $2 billion market today, and in a few years' time it's growing to 5 to 12 billion, depends on who you believe, right? So what do we want? We want to get our proven and disruptive technology into the US market. We're looking for a strategic partner to scale up this business, to really get aggressive and get this into the market. And we want someone with a lot of connections in the broadcasting industry and television industry. So if you're excited, we're here for a few more days. So look forward to it. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
You really went fast over that growth slide. Can you summarize that for us? Because if you can really do that, you're going to be, extremely successful.
I bootstrapped the company myself 10 years ago. Started with nothing, and just by working hard and hard, we managed to become profitable in the first year. And we've had over 100% growth over 4 or 5 years. We had 1,850% growth in 5 years' time. And that was with our own CDN in Europe. We're one of the few CDNs that actually are profitable in the industry. And now I use the money that the millions we made with the CDN, I invested into this new technology. We're now licensing this to the telecom industry. And we see the same growth rates coming up right now as well.
So can you talk to us about your business model?
Yeah. So we license CDN technology to telecom operators. So they buy our technology, they buy it on a gigabit per second capacity. So if they buy a small CDN, they don't pay that much. If they need bigger CDNs, they pay more. So the more traffic they need to do, the more money we get.
Yeah, just one quick question. And I come out of the financial services industry, and obviously we rely on telco. So, I mean, what sort of challenges do you face right now as you try to go and sell your new technology to a large technology player, telco, which really oftentimes the potential buyer internally doesn't have a great motivation to make a change?
Well, telecom operators have a great motivation because their costs are running so extremely high, and they're being degraded to a bit pipe, right? People are not using telecom operator services, they just go over the top to third parties. And they want to increase their position as a strategy, strategically into becoming a distributor. So they push out the CDNs in the market, become a CDN, become a distributor, and monetize traffic flows coming into the networks.
Okay.
Well, looking for a good partner is always a good advice. But if you're already in such a strong position as such in-house, why do you do it yourself here in America?
We are doing it ourselves, and it's not that we're looking for money or whatever. We're really looking for a partner, and we've tried it before, but it's hard to really go from Europe and build business in the US. So I think the best way forward is to find a partner.
Who's your ideal partner?
Ideal partner? Well, we have some partners. We have partners like Ericsson. They signed us up, so they are reselling our technology to their customers. So,
but nobody in the US has an Ericsson phone anymore. So who here?
Whatever. Companies that are in the broadcasting industries, companies that are in the video production industries, or in the technology roles, those kind of partners. Yeah.
Edward.
Thank you very much.
And very good, Jester. And moving on to Persuasion API. And as they get plugged in, what do I got to say here? So we do these events every twice a month, every 2 weeks or so. And if you have a company, if you're local or not so local, and want to be considered for the stage, we urge you to apply to demo and just hit SFNT.com. You'll see a link on the top that says apply to demo. Is that easy? All right, you guys ready to go? Very good. Persuasion API.
Hi there. I'm Malas Kaptan, and besides being a scientist, I'm also a skateboarder. I run the largest indoor skate park of the Netherlands. And about 1.5 years ago, I started Persuasion API based on the research work that I've been doing for my PhD here at Stanford University. And one of the things that we were looking at is basically that good salespeople can tell you anything. They can sell you a car, they can sell you a book. And why? Because it's not about what you're selling. It's about the way in which you're selling things to people. It's about the way you're influencing people. Now, Professor Chialdini, a few years ago, summarized 6 different ways in which we influence or persuade people. He was basically saying, well, we use authority arguments, or we use the fact that a lot of other people have bought something, social proof. Or we use the fact that something is scarce, that's a last-minute offer. All of these persuasion strategies make it more likely for people to buy things. However, if you start digging into this, you'll find that while these strategies work on average, they're hard to actually deploy online. Why? Because all of your customers are different. What works for you might not work for you, and vice versa. However, what we were finding out by tracking people is that based on previous responses, we can predict which strategy actually works. So what we do is we keep what we call persuasion profile, a collection of estimates of how well different strategies work for each of your individual customers. And next, we provide a cloud service that allows our clients to query and ask for which is the most opportune strategy to use for their individual clients, for the clients that are browsing their page at that moment in time or receiving a new email. And does that work? Yes, it does work. We've been showing over 100% conversion increases on repeated emails. We've been showing over 25% increase of the bottom line in e-commerce by making sure that we're using the right persuasion strategies for the right people.
Thank you very much. My name is Jay, with the business part of the company. Give you a little update on the company. So we started more or less over a year ago, bootstrapping, trying to develop software, all paid by ourselves. We went live like 12 weeks ago, we incorporated 14 weeks ago, estimated the revenue already this quarter was like $600,000, profitable from day one on. There's also beta customers, 4 signed up, 3 more coming for this year also. We're already delivering over 20 million advices to actually one client, which is part of Priceline.com. They're running in 40 countries. The nice thing with the cloud software that we have, the growth margins are amazing. And we have a user pricing model. The team of 9, we're growing every month. Incredible team of software engineers. I'm the business guy, a couple more people are coming in also. I'm more like the best PR guy also in the world. Sitting over there, Ariel, raise your hand. By just talking a lot of people also in market research, we were able to, 2 weeks ago we were in Forbes, TechCrunch, last year already in the Wired, so basically we feel we're taking over the world on e-commerce, getting the starting thing done, and that's what we're here, bringing it back. We're originally done in Stanford, looking to raise some money beginning of the year, seeding money for the first time, because the product is done, clients are running up, going great, double-digit growth already with customers doing. So we're in a hurry, we want to take the market, and that's why we're here. Thanks.
Well, thank you. I have a lot of questions I'll have to talk to you afterwards, but first I want to start with, so in your API, what data elements does a marketer or someone have to send you to get back the persuasion profile?
So what we do is we generate advices on which of pieces of content to show to individual people. So which of the strategies to use. Next we log whether or not people click, whether or not people might buy, and then those that kind of behavioral information of how people respond to send back to us. And that's the only data that we actually use to build up profile. So we're, in that sense, self-contained. It's an API, we're collecting our own data. We don't necessarily couple to CRM systems right now. We're just coupling how did somebody behave in the past, weighing how other people behave and how you yourself behave, and trying to optimize with each advice what is the actual revenue that you get.
Got it. So you're not collecting email addresses, names. You're really looking more at click-screen behaviors and IP addresses. And that's
yes. Well, so what we're collecting is recurring behavior of people that are browsing a site, or that are receiving emails, and whether or not they're clicking, or that end up at your call center. And we can use the same types of strategies over these different channels, as long as you, as our client, are able to identify people.
Got it. And then did I see that the pricing is between 7 and 11 cents per thousand, or is that per query?
1,000 right now. That's the price list.
Okay.
So, I mean, that type of technologies and business models are, actually in the US really taking off. And so, my question to you was, what's different about yours? And I mean, do you have a better mousetrap or?
So I think there's 2 things different. One is, obviously there's more and more people considering the big data streams that are coming in and making sure that they optimize over what's happening. Now, one of the things that I think is novel about what we're doing is that we actually know what is driving people's purchase decisions, namely these influence strategies. And then we know that how people have behaved is predictive for how they will be behaving in the future. So part of it is tying it to actual behavioral responses and then the social science behind how do people make their purchase decisions. That's one. The other end is being able to, in real time, model individuals and in real time optimize the explore-exploit trade-off that you run into once you're actually selecting which strategies you're presenting to people. So it's a combination of machine learning that's adapted, especially for the behavioral targets that they have in mind.
So it looks like we're out of time. I'm sorry, you guys, on this side of the room are getting shafted, but definitely questions. But these guys are all going to be here afterwards, so feel free to corner them if you have questions. I'll answer them, I'm sure. So persuasion API. Nice work, Johnny. I'm persuaded. Maybe. It's fine. All right, next up is PlanSpot. I actually tried to use PlanSpot. Yeah. I didn't know. I got a not found. And I wrote support and I didn't hear back. What did you say? Call? Yeah. So what's the deal?
Do it again to the desktop.
Like this.
I'm going to find it there.
Find it.
Yeah.
There it is. I like this product if I only get it to work. I'm sure that's just a user error. This is my fault.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, and you're Satya.
Can this go higher?
Yeah.
Skip me out. Okay, hello, good night, good evening. My name is Satya. I'm the founder of PlanSpot, and we are changing the face of event marketing. Just to give you an idea about the event marketing market size, it's $1.5 billion in the USA, and that means an average of $2,000 per event. So, you organize an event, and then there are many ways to promote it, but it requires time, knowledge, resources, money. So how do you turn your event into a great success? Well, we help to sell out easy and efficiently. So how do we do that? You put your event on PlanSpot, and then we broadcast it to all these different channels. And we make it very easy, we don't need the knowledge, and we integrate them all, especially for event promotion. So what we do, we spread your ticketing link everywhere, and then we track and measure conversions. We also fetch back all social media activity, so that you can actively engage and run a campaign from PlanSpot for all your events at the same time and make them a big success. So one of our channels is our media network, and the problem for publishers, magazines, newspapers, they all publish event calendars, but actually they lose money on publishing events. They get all these events in different formats, they need to edit them, they need to choose them, select them. They want events, but they lose money. So, what we do, we enable anybody to have, that got reach, for example, a magazine, to offer their channel for event promotion and actually make money. So how do we do that? For example, Vogue. Vogue has a target audience of fashion lovers in San Francisco. They make a channel on PlanSpot, and then we match all the fashion events to the channel, and when they publish them, they earn money from organizers. And organizers, they reach their target audience, so everybody's happy. And this way, we built the biggest and only network in the Netherlands for event promotion, and all major publishers in the Netherlands, they participate, and they actually are going to do sales on PlanSpot because they earn money with it. So the facts are, we are angel invested, we have 500 media partners and growing, and also 17 ticketing companies are going to integrate us for their customers. We are live 1 month, so that's probably why SFNT had some problems. But still, we're growing in events and organizers at the rate of 25% a week. Revenue model is very simple. It's coming up soon. $10 to set up your event, and then for each conversion it's 50 cents.
And we also take a commission on each sale. So if you get into Vogue with your event, then we actually take 15% on that sale. So what we're looking for is to integrate with US ticketing companies and also to partner with US media. So if you have a magazine, put it on Planspot, and we help event organizers to make their events a success. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I mean, really well done. I mean, you get straight to the point and you explain the market really well and then the technology really well. My question was, what's unique about what you're doing? I mean, is it kind of the analytics behind the platform, or is it just the reach that you're providing to the events publisher? What's different?
Well, there are two things unique. One is that we deploy a lot of existing tools. We actually put them all together and combine them into one tool, which is Planspot. And it saves you a lot of time. You don't have to create your event everywhere. And we make it very easy to do it because you don't need to know how to use all these tools. We did that for you. So that's one thing. And the other thing is that we created this immense reach with our media network. And we basically match the type of event to the correct channel or the correct magazine in this way or newspaper.
But it seems to me that those magazines already are promoting events right, within their magazine, right? So is this like providing a broader reach?
Sorry, I didn't...
it seems to me that magazines are already promoting events themselves, right?
Well, some of them are, but basically how it works is that they get events by email or whatever source, and they get like some magazines, they get like thousands of them, literally thousands, and they have to select all the events, sort them out, and basically the editors, they have to do that. Well, the editors, they don't want to sort out events, they want to write great articles. So, and they lose money on creating these event calendars. So basically what we do, we automate this whole process, and we make the selection for them, so that they can easily publish them, and then also make money on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. First of all, I mean, the event planning, I'm assuming, is a relatively fragmented market. How does an event planner find you?
Two ways. One is we integrate with ticketing parties. So ticketing companies, if you organize an event at a ticketing company, you arrange your ticketing, but then they kind of leave you alone. They put some share on Facebook, but it's up to you to make your event a success. So they integrate us, so they immediately refer their customers to Planspot. So that's one way, and the other way is that actually the magazines are going to put a button on their website and in the magazine and say, you want to put your event here, then do it through Planspot.
I know we're out of time, but I have just a question. It's not making a lot of sense to me that you have magazines. We're talking about online properties, not actual books, right?
At the moment, it's online, yes.
Because usually magazines are like 4 months ahead of time with their long leads. Yeah. So okay, let's say in an online world, an event like this one, let's say you have a media partner in a Wired or PC Mag or whatever. That has a national audience. Why would somebody in Chicago give a shit about this event? Like how would you segment it so it's local and relevant?
Basically, the one that if you create a channel, so if you put your magazine on Planspot, you say I want to get all the tech events in this area, and then our system only gets filters out these events. So somebody in Chicago-based tech magazine wouldn't see this event.
Right, but
unless they say we want all the events in the US.
Okay. I look forward to getting the product to work. It's really cool. Let's
Thank you.
Okay, so we have about 19 more to go. Feels like it. No, next up, Prooflink. And Quick Williams is a co-founder. I don't know. Chris is here.
I'm here.
And we have to thank Chris for putting everybody's PowerPoints on his machine. And they did get the PowerPoint memo, by the way. So let me know that we prefer the live demo, but maybe we'll pass by comments. Okay, so Prooflink.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm one of the co-founders of Prooflink, and I want to start off with a question. Who knows who this is? This is Hansje Brinker. This is the Dutch famous guy, well known internationally as well. And what he's well known for is putting his finger in the dike to stop water from leaking through the dike. And that is what we do. We help companies leaking customers. Nowadays, companies are spending a lot of time on getting new customers in, and it costs a lot of money. Of course, everybody knows that 80% revenue comes out of 20% of your loyal users. It costs about 6 times more to attract a new customer than retain one. But of course, this is not very new. Everybody knows it. A lot of people know it. What we see right now is that there's a disruption in loyalty coming from either the cross-channel side. Not only Facebook and Twitter is doing a lot in loyal behavior, but also the online and offline conversion. We want people who are offline to get online, and vice versa, of course. We're not only wanting to track, like we do with a normal loyalty card, track purchases, like I've flown to A or B, but you want to track loyal behavior. And if you track that, you want to have a personalized reward, something special for you, or something you set out to get rewarded. And of course, there's the new Passbook app, which we have integrated. No longer a stack of loyalty cards, but just just one application to help you with it. So what's our product? Our product does recognize, track, and reward loyal users, or trying to convert the users into loyal users. We have an activity tracking API, which is very easy to use and implement using JavaScript technology. And of course, we have customizable widgets to just put easily on your website. And we have a branded website as well, which is not really a widget, but can help you get started very easily to gain loyal users. A rewarding system as well, not only coupons and loyalty points, but also goodies. You can reward everything that you can imagine in our system. And of course, there's the analytics. You can see who of your clients are the most loyal, and what are they doing, and if they're doing something loyal, we reward them right away with an email or something else. What we see in the current customers is an 80% increase in click-through on the website, and a 30% increase in return visits. And that leads to about 20% of repeat purchases on the website, because that's what we're in for, helping our clients to gain more revenue. That's what our goal is. The current market size in the US of loyalty members is 2 billion. We're hoping to gain about 10%, and that will be 20 million a year, because we have per user license or license fee. In the Netherlands, we have a traction of about 120K users. That's all in the top 100 web players that are active right now, publishers, but also sports companies. The team is up and ready. Kik is also over there. We're ready to answer some questions right away and afterwards, of course. And my name is Chris. What we're looking for at the moment is, of course, a big market share in the US, but also thought leaders that can help us spread the word out and tell us how the loyalty market in the US works like compared to Holland, of course. So that's about it. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm curious, how is it that you do what you do?
Can you just specify a bit?
Yes. What's your secret sauce?
Our secret sauce is combining a lot of things in the loyalty spectrum. We see our competitors doing one thing or another thing, and we think it's best to combine them all in one platform, so you have one loyalty management system. So I think that's our secret sauce, and of course we work hard to make a great product and listen to our customers, I guess.
When you say you have 120,000 users, Is that end users, or are those companies using your services?
No, those are end users. Those are not our client numbers.
Yeah, and what is the primary key that you use to tie an individual to all their activity, their offline activity, online, and so forth?
We tie them all together by using our API, and we crawl the web. So you only specify the channels that you are using, and we track them automatically for you, and then we combine it, and then we try to deduplicate all the users. So we also recognize them across the platform, so you don't have to do it. So if somebody's saying something on Twitter on the left, then we'll recognize them that's a current user who is loyal or who is not loyal at all.
So, hands up for questions from the room. Chris, talk a little bit about your pricing model.
I don't see where you really have
This is me over here.
Oh, there you are. Sorry. A lot of light. We have a per user, or it's a monthly average user license fee. So you pay setup costs, and after that it's just usage of the platform, not really activities, but the number of users that are currently stored in our system.
And their break set 25,000. Like what kind of? How does it scale? Is it good for small business as well as
yeah, we have both small businesses as large corporations. You can start off with a small amount per month because it's only on usage, and smaller companies have less users, more or less. And sometimes we depends on what the business is of the website owner, and we can also have a custom fee for the non-profits or stuff like that.
Very good. So 15 seconds and counting, and go to the end of it. It's crystal clear. Okay. Good work, Chris. Thank you so much. Where is Gustavo?
Backstage.
Backstage. And Gustavo is Scribble? Scribble.
Yeah.
Very well.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Gustavo Guerra, and I represent Scribble. I'm co-founder. Before I tell you about Scribble, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been in different business ventures since I was a kid, and that included the car washing business and also the emerald business. And right now, I'm a scientist. Go figure. So, actually, as a scientist, I had to perform animal experiments. I was working in stem cell research, and pretty quickly I had to perform my experiments in animals. And I realized that when you perform animal experiments, you end up with more questions than answers at the end. And that has to do with the way that animal experiments are performed. You take conditions in vitro, which is not a biologically relevant system, and then you draw conclusions on that to estimate what is going to happen actually in the human body. That is actually how a lot of drugs are tested before, and a lot of them do not come to the market because of misleading results. That leads to an unbelievable amount of animals being used in preclinical research. This leads to high developmental costs and to a social and financial impact that to this day is nobody is able to solve, and nobody is able to calculate how many animals are being used worldwide. So I present you the solution, which is Scribble. Scribble is dedicated to optimize animal experiments. We want to revolutionize the preclinical market research. And for that, we want to increase the number of conditions that are performed in animals. As you can see here, we can put 36 conditions right now in one mouse. We can do that since last year. We were founded in 2011. I assembled a team of scientists from the Netherlands and 2 business people from the US, including 1 business guy here in San Francisco. Together we have gathered funds and we have validated the technology in vitro and in vivo and developed the business. Right now we have a patent on the technology, which is entering the country space in 2013. We are targeting the screening market, which is a $5 billion market growing at 7% per year. Then we have also targeted the cell and tissue culture market, which is $2 billion and growing at 10%. We can put 36 conditions in one animal, and with Verse3D, which is our first product that we're trying to commercialize, it gives us the versatility to go in vitro and in vivo and make animal experiments more efficient and increase the pace of biomedical discovery. And for that, we want to build our infrastructure, and we're looking for $1.5 million to do that. Thank you very much.
I have some samples of what Verse3D is very small, and it's in this bag.
Does the goat in the back of yours too? Does that goat in the back of yours? Did we grill it? What happened to the chicken? All right, gentlemen.
I'm not really familiar with your business. The closest I get to it is my wife, who is a PhD at UCSF and is doing experiment on Mars. So I was scratching my head and I was like, how is she going to use this technology? How does it work? And I'm a scientist. Do I contract with you? And then how do I make sure that my condition is not going to be affected by other people's conditions?
Well, but I want to show you this slide right here. So actually, what you see here is Verse3D in action. What you see here in white is the material that we make this Verse3D with. What you see in red is the tissue of the animal and the conditions that we implanted. So what you see in here is a rectangle showing the well, which is actually the platform that we patented. And this is about 1 millimeter in width. Sorry, but I cannot think in millimeters, I'm a scientist, in feet. And that allows us to control the environment inside of the mouse. So we put conditions in there, and then we test the reaction to the tissue. But the difference with everybody else's technology is that we can put 3 conditions, for example, in this slide. We can see 3 conditions, image them, and see what's actually happening and compare them. That allows us to take out the donor variation that is found usually when you perform these sort of experiments. And actually with that, we can also semi-automatically build the images back and analyze them in a very efficient way. Now we want to improve that because we need robotics and image analysis technology, software, to be able to do that to the highest level.
So basically, you're doing the experiment for the researcher.
Well, what we want to do is maybe make it in packages. So we can offer the device itself because it's ideal to have a robot to dispense conditions. The other option is that we put the conditions in the device and then we give it to the user. And the third condition is that we supply maybe robots that dispense the conditions in the devices.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I have a question. It relates to the amount of funding that you think you need. I mean, I would expect, and I'm not a scientist, but I would expect that if I were running an experiment, I'd want to, you use your product, and maybe with the 9 conditions, but then I'd want to have each of the 9 conditions in another animal, and then over some period of time go back and compare and see if I'm really getting the results that I expected to get. So, and I'd also expect probably for every lab that you deal with, they're going to also want to run their own experiments, but that translates into time. Do you see this as enough money, or is that my office?
Well, we think that's the figure because we use rapid prototyping, which is technology, which is a robot that allows us to make and control the material to make the devices, and we use also robotics to dispense the conditions So what we want to build is that infrastructure with the robots and the precision to be able to do it efficiently. So actually, that allows us to produce a lot of devices and make things very fast for people who want to use it.
We're especially out of time, but I have a quick one. Yeah. Maybe I'm the only one who's thinking about this, but I'm not familiar with your industry. So I just wonder, what's the impact of your approach on the live animals?
Well, that's a good question.
Is it better or less invasive than current practices?
That depends on the application. But the idea also with Scrivo, with screening in vivo, is that before you do anything, you have to try mice. Mice are usually the first animal model that is used. Mice and rats are 70% of the total animals that are used worldwide. So these two models, we can optimize in a way that you can find quick answers on what is important and what is not important with respect to, for example, toxicology or biocompatibility. And we decrease in 9 times the number of animals that are used for an experiment with this system.
All right, Gustavo, thank you so much. Nice work. Good job. You know what I love about this is that was so like over the heads of everybody here. And Gustavo is like wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Okay, social mining. Dennis, how you feeling? He's nervous. You have spinach in your teeth. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's cilantro.
Oh, yeah. Can I use your microphone?
Yes, sir.
The mighty microphone. Yeah. How are we doing here? Great. Well, actually, this is the slide which tells everything what we do. But I have like 10 more, so I'll start quickly. My name is Dennis, and in the book, my company is named Social Mining. But I'm here to introduce another product, which is Edwards Robot. And what we do is we change how AdWords are created, managed, and optimized by different companies. The system we have saves about 90% of the time, and I'm not sure whether here are any people who used AdWords, but it could be a lot of work to optimize the whole thing. Another effect is that you get to double your traffic, which is also quite interesting for businesses. And the third effect is that you save about 50% of the cost per acquisition. And the problem is that most AdWords which are managed by companies, smaller companies in particular, are not managed very effectively. And that sucks, because there are like 4.5 million companies in the United States which are using AdWords, and they spend together about $13 billion on that. And not every penny is spent very well, I might say. The problem is, what they do is they bid on broad keywords. So if they sell shoes, like sneakers, for example, they try to bid on the word shoe, which is a high-volume keyword. But if someone is looking for a shoe, they might not look for sneakers, and they pay like the full amount for that. Another problem with bidding on high-volume keywords is that it's only like 30% of the whole traffic you can get for that particular market. And to really increase your traffic, you need to bid on long-tail keywords, which will be like 70% of all the traffic you can get on a keyword. So we developed a software-as-a-service solution which analyzes big data like analytics data and human behavior data, search data, browse data, and so forth, to automate most important actions for your AdWords campaigns. We use statistics to define the best keywords which will convert your customers as best. We defined which pages are converting the best. We can even generate pages automatically. So if you search for something, products will be generated on the fly, which will perform the best for that particular customer. The rest of the system updates the whole AdWords thing automatically. This is just an example. So our goal is to have about 500 customers by the end of 2013. Right now, we are at the pilot stage, and we'll be launching in about 2 months. And by the by the end of 2014, we'll try to have about 2,000 customers. The customer value is about $1,500 per year. So we look to partner with people who will help us to launch the system in the United States, maybe to get some launching customers with great names, which will help to get some traction, and of course to create some buzz around the product. Thank you. My time is up.
Nice work, Dennis. Gentlemen.
About that. Yeah, so a couple questions. One is, I mean, there's others have come out with keyword type products before, most notably Efficient Frontier comes to mind. You know, how are you different than others that have been in the market already?
Yeah, basically keywords is not actually our specialty. We get keywords from different sources, and that's, I mean, there are like companies which are doing that already. What we actually do is we help people to create campaigns automatically. So if you manage, let's say, 1,000 keywords, you can do it by hand. But if you have 10 million keywords, which big e-commerce companies have, it's impossible to do it by hand. You cannot manage that, you cannot optimize it effectively. That's basically our model.
And then what is your pricing model? Is it a subscription model, or how does it work?
Yes, it's a subscription model. A customer pays. There are different plans for different sizes of company, and they pay like $150 a month or $300 a month, depending on the size of the customer. Yeah.
Who do you compete with today?
Well, actually, there are several companies which are doing sort of the same thing. There are a lot of analytics companies in the field. We're not competing with those. There is one Israeli company which has been on the market for a while, and basically they are the leader in actually creation of AdWords campaigns. So I think, yeah, they are our number one competitor, which is AdCore, if it says something.
And how do you get to your customers? I mean, what's your go-to-market strategy? And what's the ideal customer for you? Is it somebody running a media campaign? Is it a marketing manager, product manager? How does that work?
Yeah, we define two types of customers. First of all, internet agencies which help other companies to use AdWords effectively. This will help them. And we also use the end customer, which is like an e-commerce company, for example. How we get to them is, well, we define ourselves as Google AdWords automation experts. If you look on the web, there are not many people who are actually automating the creation and management and optimization of AdWords. Most of them are in analytics field or in bid management field. So we'll become experts. We'll use LinkedIn advertisement, for example, to actually go to people who work in the industry, like marketing managers, sole proprietors who are doing that for their customers. 10 seconds, 5, 4.
You want my job?
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to do a quick machine change. Yeah, absolutely. So you use that one and this one? Yeah, you bet, you bet. This is Telemundo, not Telemundo. Telemundo. And there should be just a 2-second change here, folks. Feel free to shift in your seats, say hello to your neighbors, grab a drink, tip your bartenders. And you're going to go off of this machine down here? Or this one here? This PC? Yeah. Okay, so while these guys plug in, I might as well tell you about our event after the one next week. November 7th, we're doing a special event on mobile, which is pretty ubiquitous nowadays, so it's hard to say if it's an app event or a mobile event. It's kind of one and the same. And we're going to be announcing details to that pretty soon. So if you're not on our mailing list, I wish you were. Find us at sfnewtech.com and pick your poison. You can get notices from meetup.com, our meetup group, or our email list. Chances are, if you've registered for this event, we're going to find your inbox, before you know it. Don't unsubscribe too quickly. Tal mundo. It sounds Spanish, no? It is. Well, hey, cool.
We don't speak a word of Spanish, I can tell you.
Let's hear all about it then. So, Menno.
Thank you, Miles. So, folks, are you still awake? Good evening. Okay, dragons, we're going to tell you all about Talmundo. Talmundo is our company, and Talmundo delivers scalable, innovative B2B learning tools for typically large organizations, and we combine it with high-end consultancy. Talmundo is in business since January 2012, and we are actually transforming the learning of customers like American Goodyear, Givaudan, and Gucci. My name is Menno Thijssen, and I know everything about education because I ran a company in business games, selling business games to over 100 universities in Europe.
And I'm Stijn, and I joined Menno on this entrepreneurial adventure a couple of months ago. I used to be a global HR executive on several large multinational. So this is an ex-HR person in front of you who turned entrepreneuring. That may excite you. It didn't excite my parents, I can tell you. But it's a pretty exciting journey until now.
And folks, learning is big business because according to UNESCO, in the next 15 years, the amount of students worldwide will be increasing with over 200 million people. And next to that, learning has become scalable because technology, there is technology. But Stijn, our problem is Talmundo is still a lifestyle company. What are we going to do about that?
Yeah, we learned all these words from Steve Blank the other day, like you're a lifestyle consultancy, you're viable but not scalable, blah, blah, blah. We actually want to bring learning to the B2C market. We're very much B2B. We're successful in B2B. We acquired the first couple of large customers. We're not really happy with that. We want more. So we actually want to bring our most successful B2B product to the B2C market. What we developed for companies like Goodyear and Gucci is an online mentoring platform. It means that their folks go onto the platform and actually connect with one another based on learning needs. You create your profile, strengths and development needs, and the tool will actually match you based on your learning preferences. The ones that are strong are going to mentor or coach the ones that are weaker in certain areas. You can filter on your location as well. You can filter on your function of preference. So, by the way, we fired our designer the other day because we figured out that that lady there on the slide, the other one, Menno, is the CEO of Xerox, which we're not actually allowed to use that picture. Don't tell anybody that, don't tweet it. So that's what we're doing. We're kind of creating, simple words, we're creating a dating site. And of course, none of you has ever been on a dating site. That's why I explain how it works. So you create this profile, you match. You're not going to go out for a fancy romantic dinner probably, but you're going to match up because you want to learn from each other. So we want to bring this global, not just for a few companies, but to the whole world. Yes, that's still me, right? So we're building up a global pool of professionals. Think about, our pricing model is very much like a LinkedIn or a Facebook. I'm actually really wondering why LinkedIn is not doing this. You don't have your profile up there, strengths, development needs. You just have your basic stuff, but it's not really matching people. You can just connect. So we're looking for investment. We want to just scale this up. We want to bring this to the world, and we're looking for close to 1 million investment to kind of make this happen.
So guys, who's in with us? Converting a successful B2B company into B2C. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I keep it? Keep it? Yeah. Please.
Is the microphone not working, or are you just completely not interested in what we pitched? I know it's HR, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, welcome.
The first thing is, in your presentation, it takes you about 1.5 minutes to actually get to the point of what you're doing. So, and then you have to run really fast to explain what you're going to do, and you're doing it in 1.5 minutes. So if you could expand, get rid of all the first thing where you talk about the big market and how, learning is going to be big because we all know that, and focus on what you're exactly bringing. It's going to be very much more valuable to the audience. On the market itself, I had the same question you ask yourself, which is, why is LinkedIn not doing that? Because they are the ultimate matchmakers. They have all the profile already, so they could reach out to the people and then propose that solution to, younger people. So how do you protect yourself moving forward, assuming that your market takeoff, that somebody like LinkedIn is not gonna, go there and take your market away from you?
They've been there for a while. They haven't been going there for a while. So we said, we're going to do it. We're not going to wait for them. I would see LinkedIn more as our exit strategy than a partner in the beginning. So we have this system built and running in a couple of large corporations. We're just going to take that and kind of make them see the light at the end of the tunnel. Show them that this is a great business to be in, the business of learning. And it's probably going to wake them up, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I've got a question. So I actually have been involved in 2 B2B education businesses. What would, and it's not a bad place to be, what would make you want to go from B2B where you're today and try to get into the consumer market?
We're having a lot of fun in B2B, I can tell you. It's going well. It's a great place to be, as you say. That's our kind of pension fund. We're pretty sure it's going to work. It's working already. This is more like a dream. This is magic. If we can do this and bring learning to such a large audience, that's so much more exciting than going to all of these large firms, having long lead terms, having to convince tons of people. If we can just go to the end consumer, the folks who are working for all these companies directly, it's just much more exciting. We're revolutionizing instead of building a nice lifestyle, comfortable consultancy firm.
And next to that, Eric, it's also personal ambition because we're doing this for 10 years. So this is a new dimension to our company. No other questions? Thank you very much. Thank you, Miles.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miles. Thanks, Florian.
Good job, guys. Very nice. There is life after HR. It's good to see. Okay, so down to our last 10. No, we're at our last one tonight, guys. Twit incident. Did I say it right? Twitcident. This is very cool. I'm actually very interested in seeing this because there are a lot of revolutions that take place around the world that actually start on Twitter. And that's a reality of today's connected world. So after this, you guys, we're going to set you free to actually go hang out with each other. We'll open the bar back up in the back, and we urge you to hang out. And all the companies here tonight are willing and actually anxious to speak with you all, so go find them. We usually do a 60-second spot part of the night, but because of the longevity of tonight's program, we're not going to do that tonight. And we're not going to do a mobile poll either because that's it. But you guys, how do you feel about, choosing the one that maybe, rang the bell for you the most? Is that something you want to do tonight? Do we want to grant somebody here tonight like some sort of prize, like a handshake or? Oh, there goes Chris's camera. There were all the pictures from tonight just landed in a puddle of beer. Is that something we want to do? You guys want to sum it up and say, hey, these guys rocked it or not? It's not required. I don't want to put you on the spot, although that's kind of fun. I want to see you guys sweat a little bit now. Let's hear your 3-minute pitches. Come on. All right, Richard, ready to roll? Okay, let's do it. Twitticent. You want this one? Or you want this one? There you go.
So hi folks, my name is Richard, founder and CEO of Twitcident. So at Twitcident we have a very strong belief. We think it's so important to listen to the voice of the crowd during incidents. Remember the Japan earthquakes and the following tsunami? About 15,000 people died, 5,000 were injured, 4.5 million were out of electricity. And social media, it just exploded. So another example, just a little bit closer to where I live, it was a big pop festival. It got crashed by a storm. I think like 5 people died there. And
In no time, in 4 hours, about 80,000 messages were published in just 4 hours. That's too much to process by a human being or by emergency services. So the thing we focus on, it's early warning and crisis management. Our technology, it got already featured by some of the top tech blogs. And we're in a vertical market of public safety. So the customers that we focus on, it's threefold. We have the emergency services, we have the festival organizers, big event organizers, and we have utility organizations. So what we are very good at, it's filtering. There's a lot of information being published at incidents, but the type of information that's useful and valuable for emergency services, it's not too much. So we're very good at filtering. This is a cloud-based service that we've built. This is the early warning screen, where we have a type of incident scenarios, things that might go wrong, and a type of locations, and we just show up things that are relevant, such as, I think this was in the Netherlands, Project X. You might have seen the movie. So we help them to increase response time. We're really focusing on the first 5 minutes. At the same time, we give them a way better picture of what is actually happening. It's all those people's, the eyes and the ears, and we show them the content instantly. And at the same time, it might be interesting for them for reputation management purposes. So monetization, we have a license model, and the license model basically scales in type of users, scenarios, and geographical area that the customer is interested in. There are a lot of competitors in this area, but none of them are really focusing on the domain we are focusing on. It's public safety. And the reason why we're getting good at it is because we're backed by a lot of research. We've presented at some of the top conferences. So I'm asking your help. I'd like to meet some interesting angel investors, and at the same time, we're interested in moving this business from the Netherlands to the USA. So if you can hook up us with some interesting partners, that would be very interesting. Thank you very much.
Nice work. Okay, guys, hit it.
All right. Well, that was a very concise presentation. A quick question. I mean, are your customers going to be, I assume, government agencies, so police departments, states, that sort of thing? And I don't know how conditions are in Europe, although I think I know that there is no better than here. I mean, how are you finding receptiveness just due to budget constraints and other issues beyond your control?
So what we see in the Netherlands and in other parts of Europe, as soon as big incidents happen, people use social media so much at this year. So more and more there's awareness for them that they should do something, and they have absolutely no idea how to control this information stream. So for them, it's, I think, by now an opportunity to leverage these applications, Twitter, Facebook, and actually use it to provide better services. And in the Netherlands, we're focusing on law enforcement. We've been working together with a lot of police organizations, big festival organizers. We've done major festivals in the Netherlands, and for example, the railway operator. So I see definitely the market is growing, and social media usage will probably increase over the years.
Well, thank you for that. I think it's extremely exciting what you've shown us tonight, because I'm not sure how it would work as a business, but in terms of having a tremendous impact on society and on the area that you've picked, security, public safety, and that sort of thing, it's a tremendously useful thing. So I'm really happy that you've developed this. Now, tell us a little bit how you think you're going to turn this into a business that can grow.
As I was mentioning, in the Netherlands, we've started at the beginning of January, and the way to grow this business, I think, Social media, it's used globally. So if I see that in the Netherlands, the interest is already increasing over time, and all the big festival organizers, they're interested in having such a service for all their big festivals. I mean, the same thing can probably be applied in the US and in other parts of Asia, Europe, US. So, yeah, I think there are lots of opportunities there.
What's your position on authoritative regimes that might crack down on folks that use Twitter and might seek insight into those tweeting things that they might not like? Like, that throws you right in the middle of that hellfire. Like, what do you do?
So, I mean, we see that Twitter is especially being used on political instability, for example. In Iran, the presidential campaigns, where the whole internet is censored, but these applications can be used by people that use proxies and definitely reach to these applications and then have their voices being heard in other parts of the world. So I think that's very interesting, and for us as a business, it's even more interesting to find those voices for the good thing and not for delivering these services to those regimes.
So if they came knocking on your door saying, "We want all your data," what do you say?
No.
Good answer. All right, Richard, nice work. Good job. All right, guys. So you want to let's have them up again. So now that they've warmed up for you all, and we'll just do another 3-minute. No. All right, so we're right about at 9 o'clock, and the night is young. So what we're going to do, we'll open the bar back up in the back, and I hope you guys all hang out. This has been a wonderful night of Dutch technology. I want to thank the consulate for making this all happen, and thank you so much. And I want to thank our esteemed panelists over here. You guys might want to run out of here quickly now. Well, and I want to thank you all for coming out on this night. It's all you. This is what it's all about. So thank you very much, guys, for coming out. This has been a great night. We hope to see you back here soon. Nice work. Cool. Awkward transition.